Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alright. How are we doing? Yeah, let that play a little longer YouTube. You know why? Because fuck it. That's why. Fish wouldn't give a shit if I did. So I did. I guarantee if you asked the four guys, hey, can this guy use your fucking music for a bit? They'd say, yeah, it's cool. Don't worry about it, YouTube. I know I don't own the rights to the music. Shit. Barely own the rights to anything anymore. Anyway, how we all doing? It's, Wednesday. I know I usually do this Tuesdays. Sorry. Today is 4/24. So, of course, for those of you who know, that was PHISH. That's going to be my review today. PHISH. Las Vegas Sphere. 20,000 people. 4 nights. I only went to one night. One night, like 4 nights would have been great, but I go to a lot of concerts. For me, one night was plenty. I went to the first night, the 18th, last Thursday. They were there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yes, but before we get too deep into this, of course, I got to do the theme song. We still got more rockin' to do, bitch. And we're here. This is Season 2, Episode 25 of Season 2. The 50th episode total. So that means it's wrapping up the second season, which means I'm probably going to take a 2-week off from filming any video. Just for a couple weeks, just to get some other things done. I have some other things I'm trying to get done. Just have a lot of stuff going on right now. And I'm trying to get that done. So I'm probably going to take 2 weeks off just to give you all a heads up. Maybe just one. But there's a good chance to. Maybe more. It just depends. It really depends. I'm planning on 2. We'll see what happens from there. Just a lot of things going on at once. So trying to get some stuff done. Trying to get some stuff sorted out. Whew. So let's get into the review. PHISH is made up of 4 guys, the same 4 guys that it's always been since 1983. They formed out of Burlington, Vermont, out of college. I believe it was a college thing, and then it's, after college or whatever. They played, at the Sphere here for 4 nights, but, kind of back into the history of it. So they formed, like I said, in 83, but didn't release the first album until like May 18th of 1989. The album called Junta. For those of you who listen to PHISH, you already know this. So, some people don't remember, and some people don't realize that PHISH actually took a 5-year hiatus back in 2004 to 2009, where they kind of disbanded themselves. Trey, Mike Gordon, Paige were all doing separate things. I think Fishman did a little bit of time, but don't quote me on all that. I've heard different things in my review and my research and stuff, but yeah, they took a hiatus for about 5 years. So they're, ever since 2009 they've been back, going strong. Trey Anastasio, lead guitarist and lead vocalist. You got Mike Gordon on the bass, John Fishman on the drums, and Paige McConnell on pretty much keyboard, piano, organ, whatever you want to call them, because he's surrounded by them. And I think like 2 on each, like 2, 2, and 2. I'm pretty sure he's got 6 different boards that he's working on that he's hitting. So, they're phenomenal musicians. Live, they're huge. As far as like they'll continue to sell out venues across the globe wherever they go. They have a huge following. It doesn't matter to them that they haven't had like huge radio commercial success. They have concert success, and they packed the Sphere 4 nights, and I mean, I guarantee they sold a lot of merchandise from what I was told. I didn't get into merch lines because it's too damn long. I've already got plenty of PHISH stuff. I actually got to meet the band back in 1999 before there were phones before there were cameras on the cell phones. Duh. So, I've bought plenty of Phish stuff over the years, so I didn't need to jump into that line. That line, I'm sure it's crazy. I want to see the band. I want to jam. I even have a bottle here from the show. It says Sphere on it. It's a refillable bottle, so once you buy a bottle of water, they got stations where you keep refilling it. So that's kind of cool, too. For those of you who like just drink water at a show, which is like me. Water or soda, but it's going to be more water here coming up, especially in heat coming up and stuff. So, and the show, the Sphere, I mean, what can I say? Phish's light show is already fabulous, but then you take into the fact with the Sphere factored in. I mean, as you're walking up to the Sphere, to the venue, they put up the big, there's a flavor by Ben & Jerry's called PHISH food for the band, and they pretty much made the whole Sphere into like a big carton of Ben & Jerry's PHISH food, which is kind of like, wow, that was kind of crazy. And then they do all the swirling colors and stuff all over this big Sphere. This thing is huge. For those of you who ain't seen it, it's fucking huge. It's definitely an experience, very futuristic. PHISH sold it out like that. They're no joke. I had to get my tickets on resale. I tried to jump in right away because I knew tickets were going on sale and I knew when. I tried to jump in right away as fast as I could because of work and stuff. But as soon as I could, I jumped on there, and for like a day and a half, I couldn't even break through because every time you go to hit PHISH tickets, it'd just be spinning and spinning and spinning. I'd restart my phone and it did no good. I'd try again, it did no good, and spinning and spinning and spinning, so, but I got to go to one show, and that was fabulous. Let's get into the set list, because I got a quick story after the show. Set 1, Everything's Right Away. It's a good tune, and then they get into like a really long jam. Of course, it's PHISH. Pretty much every tune they do live is going to be a really long jam. Second song was Back on the Train. Then we do old classic, Wolfman's Brother from the Hoist album. That's good old classic PHISH right there. And then the fourth song, they're going to do the song that I came in on, Maze, which is just fabulous. Everything about the song is awesome. It was one of the first songs that I remember hearing by PHISH that I absolutely loved, like, right away. It was just a badass tune. Like the way it comes in with long, slow intro. And it just is a badass tune. Trey is awesome on the guitars. And the lead guitar, he's just a fabulous instrument player. The guitar is awesome. The fifth song was Leaves. And then there's a Paige McConnell Trey song that they did when they did like a side project called Life Saving Gun. And then they do a song called Dirt, which the guitar riff in it. And it's pretty cool, and like they did like a background, and you gotta think how big the background is. Like I said, it was like a PHISH light show with intense background sceneries, very big, because it's all over. It's hard to explain, but it was flat out amazing. And then to finish up the first set, for those PHISH fans who really know, there's a song called Carini. Carini had a lumpy head, and they played that to finish up the set. Which once he hits the first, the crowd just gets nuts all over again, and the whole entire set, the whole entire show, and encore, people were standing the whole time. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. Real quick before I get too deep into the show, being it's more like a peaceful, kind of almost like a hippie type of show, as far as like, people are just really cool with each other and stuff. There was an aggressive guy outside the venue that, as we're trying to get into the venue, help me take a booze past this line, just yelling and stuff. It's like, hey man, that's what I said to the guys. And like, I was in ultimate concert mode because they kept us out there a little longer than what they should have. And so things were kicking in. And so I was like, hey, man, like, you yelling like that is not going to do anything to these people out here, man. Just be cool about it. Trey would not approve of your behavior right now. I actually said that to the guy. people behind me started laughing. They were like, this fucking guy right here. But I had to say something, man. I mean, like, dude, this is Fish. Calm the fuck down. Just let us know. Just be like, I didn't even have booze, so I wasn't worried. But it was just a constant yelling. Dude, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that right. I mean, if it's like positive yelling, like, yay, Fish. Cool. This guy is just being a dick. Like, tone it down, buckwheat, motherfucker. I don't even know why I said buckwheat. That was just stupid. Because he was a shade-headed white guy. I don't even know why the fuck buckwheat there. That was dumb. I mean, you just need to fucking calm his shit. That's what you needed to do. You needed to calm his shit. So I let him know. Buckwheat. Why did I get buckwheat out of that? That was a fucking shade-headed white guy. Anyway. I'm just fucking dumb sometimes. Anyway, set 2. They did like about a half-hour break. First set was an hour and a half long. Yeah, it was an hour and a half long. Second set, they come out. Fish comes out. I'm all over the place today, guys. I needed a little break. Anyway, they're going to play a song called Sand. Pretty cool song. I dig it. Second song into the set. 10th song overall was Tweezer. And then they're going to play that. The Tweezer's a good old classic fucking Fish tune. Of course, they did a really long jam. Really long. But then they're going to play a song, one of my favorite tunes by Fish, called My Friend, My Friend. For those who know, it's my friend, he's got a knife. Statement from his former life. And it's a badass tune. And with the spear in the background. And you can tell the band, like when the song really starts to really kick in, the band even like gets going even more and stuff. They're really getting into it. So, the whole, like I said, we got 20,000 people standing up, jamming. It's hard to explain. I wish y'all can get there sometime in your life. Next song out was Mike's song, which is good. The main theme of that song is, no, I'm no nice guy. So that's a pretty cool song. I even said that to the guy behind me. I was like, I'm no nice guy. As the song was going. Just because we were fucking around, having a good time with each other, fist bumping between songs and high-fiving and shit. Just fucking, everybody's having a great time at Fish shows. I've never recalled anybody having a bad time at a Fish show. And I've been to 4 now, total, over the years. So, that was cool. Then they're going to play a song called Life Boy. Pretty much off the Hoist album. On cassette tape. It was the last song of the first side of the cassette tape back in the day. And it's one of them, the main line in the song is, God never listens to what I say. So some of you don't know the song, like you might not know the title, Life Boy. Once I say that song by Fit, you're like, oh, I remember that song. Because that line sticks out to a lot of people. So that was kind of one of them songs that kind of, it's kind of like almost like a rock ballad, but it's not. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, Just a slower Fish tune. Kind of like makes you think about some shit. Sometimes you're not really wanting to think about some shit because you're trying to have a good time at the show, but you got other things going on in your life. And you're like sitting there like, God damn it, fuck. But then the next song was cool because then they come right back with Week Apart Groove. So everybody's like, all right, cool, we're up again. We're fucking, we stood up for Life Boy, but it's more like a sad dance, which we could Apart Groove, more happy dance, like, so that's the difference. And then they do Blaze On, and then we're gonna go all the way back to the first album, and we're gonna do Fluffhead. Yes, they finished up the second set with Fluffhead, and before I get too deep, because I got a little bit more to do, of course, Fish is not going to leave Vegas any of those 4 nights without an encore. The second set was 2 hours long. I'm not bullshitting you. They didn't finish till midnight the second set. We're not done with the encore yet. So, I looked at the other set lists, from the other 3 nights since they've happened. Sunday was the last night. I think I went to the best night. Like, if you had to tell me, these are the 4, if you would have told me before I booked the show and said, these are the 4 set lists, I picked the right show. I'm not saying the other shows weren't great. I'm just saying this was fucking top notch. And I had a feeling, man, they're going to be fucking fresh. They haven't played together for like about I think about a week and a half or 2 weeks before they did a show. But then they had a little break before they come out here to Vegas. So I was like, they're going to be fucking ready. That first night is going to be, they're going to want to hit hard. They're going to want to hit hard that first night. And they did. So, we come to the encore. And like I said, keep in mind, it's by the time they come off the stage, people cheer. We're looking at about 12:03, 12:05 a.m. First song out of the encore is going to be Farmhouse. Do a little jam with it, but they kind of keep it more studio versioned. Not too many of the songs throughout the night they did because they'd go off on their jam, because that's what PHISH does, which is cool. And they did a little bit of that for Farmhouse, but not a whole lot. I remember it being a little shorter. I can't remember how long of an extra jam they gave it, but I know it wasn't like super long. Now we got to the last song, and it's Run Like an Antelope, which was a song I almost came in on just because it's badass. And I knew they weren't going to be... It's a long song studio version. Double or triple that for the live version here in Vegas. And it was fucking fabulous. and I spell fuck with a PH there, and fabulous with a PH. So there. You can't censor that then, because I spelled it with a PH, not an F. It's not the F word if I spell it with PH, bitch. But it was awesome. Like I said, I'm not going to have like a wish list or anything for this, because they did 4 nights, and I wasn't there all 4 nights, so I'm not going to be like, oh, I want a wish list for this show, because they may have done it in one of the 3 nights. So we're not going to do the wish list for this like I do some of my shows, not all of them. Beautiful set list, 18 songs, and like I said, PHISH just don't play their 18 songs studio version. They play like the expanded versions. And it was great. But they played for about 4 hours. Because we were leaving the venue a little bit after 12:30. And they did like a half hour, almost between 25 to 30 minute break. And so, like I said, they were playing for 4 hours. The show they started right at 8 o'clock. Like 8:02. They were on stage, firing it up. It was badass. I get to go see the Grateful Dead, or the Dead and Company there, I believe late May. They're there for 2 different tours at the Sphere, 8 shows each one. If you get a chance, the tickets are very reasonable, at least the ones I found online. Check them out. Like I said, that'd be cool if you get out here. Even if you just see a show in the Sphere, it's awesome. You throw in a band like Dead and Company. Man, dude, I'm serious. I paid under $200 for my Dead and Company ticket. I was surprised. I was like, what? But yeah, and they're playing 16 nights total. Find one. Get your ass out to Vegas and do this shit. Let's go. Excuse me. But I got to get off here. I know the review probably went over a little bit. The crowd was great. 20,000 people. The place was jam-packed. What can I say? They're one of the greatest bands to play live.